What's up, everybody? Philip Collin Pack Pythons in the snake pit. Nobody's here yet, but we're going live. It's our anniversary, and we're gonna hang out and be some snakes. Whoa! What's up, everybody? Somebody's in here. 1 year anniversary. It has been a very cool year. I meant to put up a couple more videos this week, but it's been crazy. So here we are. She could be bigger than that. What's up, everybody? Looks like we got another one in the crowd. See if I can give you a view of that. Watch out. Watch out, watch out. This is a pastel leopard sable het pied female. Yeah, buddy. Girl's already outside the tub. She is ready. Ready to go. Could be a little bigger. Watch out. Oh, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. If anybody out there has any questions, wants to chat, holler at me. Tell me what you want to see. So last time I said I was going to bring out some baby rats because I had just had 2 litters and I never did. So here, watch. I'll move the camera down some so you can see like a top-down view. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. They're just starting to crack their eyes open. And they are adorable. This one right here looks just like its mama. And this one, I don't know if it's a Dumbo yet. I don't know if you can tell when they're this small. But this basically looks like the 2 mamas. One was black with the white on the feet, and the other one was gray. They're so cute. So little. Like this is the mama. Look, Boots, look. You're famous. Look. You're on the internet. Look, who's that? Who's that right there? Who's that? Boy. So that was one of the mamas. The other one's a blue Dumbo. At some point, once we get into the new property, we'll be setting up a rat breeding facility. And that might just be rats for me to feed my animals. It might turn into a rat business where I sell frozen and live locally. If it does, the name will be Pack Rats, which I think is kind of funny. But I can't decide how big I really want that to be. I definitely want it to be at least enough to feed my animals so that I can grow and just have to not have to worry about my supply, my food supply. That would make a big difference for me. But they're cute. And I also want to breed them for like specialty genes. So like there's Rex where they're like furry, fuzzy. And then I love blues. I love Dumbos. You got hairless. They got all kinds. You look them up online. There's so many different like fancy rats. Not a huge industry, obviously, but it's still interesting. I'm going to empty out my water bucket and I'll be right back. All right. If there's any mommies out there, rats are a great business and feeders. Yeah. Yep. Lots of money in that. Honestly, if you do it right, you can make more consistent income from a rat business than you can from breeding snakes. Even I plan to, I'm going to try to breed my ball pythons all year round. So I'll be monitoring females as they progress and using ultrasound to decide when to breed them. And I'm hoping to strategically breed as much as I can, keep a consistent all year round production so that I have content for my channel and so that I have consistent animals available all year round. But that's really up to the animals. They can decide to all go at once or go in 2 big chunks or 3 big chunks or whatever. And you can't really make them do what you want. But with rats, as long as you maintain the temperatures, you put them in a controlled environment, you can breed rats all year round. And as long as you manage the colonies correctly, consistent income all year round. Where's everyone at tonight? I know it's Sunday and Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Any mothers out there? I'm only talking to 2 people right now, but if you're watching this later, happy Mother's Day. It's also our 1-year anniversary of our YouTube channel. So 1 year ago today, I posted my first random video of me modifying an aquarium or not aquarium, a tank set up for one of my snakes, my pet snakes inside. And it's been a blast. We've had a lot of fun this year. I mean, it hasn't been all fun. We've had some pretty messy crap happen too, but it's been pretty good. First year, not too bad. About to hit 1,000 subscribers. I was hoping to hit it by today, just because I was so close, but whatever. No big deal. I take what I have and happily run with it. We will see where it all leads. Okay, so this whole column's fed. On to the next one. Yep. Mm. He is not having it. It's funny, some of these are so shy. I like watching rat husbandry videos. Happy first anniversary. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I do like. I actually really enjoy keeping rats. They're a lot of fun. I can turn. I don't typically talk much about them because I'm trying to be consistent with my content as far as focusing on pythons exclusively. But these guys are a lot of fun. They really are. And I'd love to talk about them more, but I really don't want to muddy up. I guess it still relates to pythons because I'm, potentially, well, these babies will get used for food. Ugh. But for content purposes, I try to just talk about the snakes. Maybe I've considered making more channels, like I want to make a channel about just random stuff, random projects. I like working on cars. I like building things. Get back in there. Ugh. Watch out. Watch out. Anyways. But maybe on the live streams, we'll get a little more loose with the content and we can talk about other stuff. If anybody else knows, how's it going? Happy 1 year anniversary. Thank you, Mr. Rockholm. Let's see. But anyways, maybe we'll do live streams more often. Now I got a lot of cool stuff about to start happening, and maybe with the live streams we could talk about more than just pythons. My rat breeding is about to grow significantly. There's a style of breeding that I'm really fond of, where the rats are in more or less open cages, kind of like this, but not quite. Not as. This is like I bought this from Amazon or whatever. I want to manufacture aluminum enclosures that are safe for the rats. Easy, not wire or anything like that, where it's hard on their feet. But I can keep large number of animals in multiple enclosures, and they'll be easy to clean. They won't rust, anything like that. They can't chew out, and it'll be a lot easier to wash down. So like BT, a bit more free range. Yes, exactly. So not a bunch of little bitty tubs. So basically, I would picture in the amount of space that a typical rat rack would hold, I'd probably have 4 big enclosures in those spaces, all made out of aluminum. And honestly, it might be that they're longer than that even. It might be the size of like a 2. I can build it however big I want. So it would potentially be like 8 feet long, maybe 2 feet deep and a foot high, and have as many of those as I can fit vertically, leave enough air room in between, and have good air circulation. And that's something, if it's made out of aluminum, where I've heard other places have that kind of setup, and they'll just take a hose pipe with warm water and like a Dawn dish soap mixture and spray down the entire enclosure with the rats in it. and then they kind of give them like almost like a bath or whatever. But it sanitizes everything. It washes out all the crap and everything, and they don't use bedding that way. They can go down there every day, wash everything down, keep it all nice and fresh and clean, keep the rats clean. Just seems like a more efficient system, and it's better for them. They're not all cooped up. So like a bit more free range. Yep. Anyways, so I think that's the route I'm going to go. I actually just bought. I talked about this before. I'm working on my invention, which is a metal rack system. I just ordered a nice welding machine that I can weld aluminum with, because the way I was going to attach or build my my metal rack system, my metal rack prototype, wasn't going to work the way I wanted to do it. So I just went ahead and I have another welder, but I finally went and bought like an actual like aluminum welder that can take shielding gas and everything. And so I'm about to start assembling. I need to get shielding gas still. And I've been working too much to get it. Once I get it, I start putting together my metal rack and working on my prototype for my metal rack, my breeder rack system. But the same welder is going to be used to weld up my rat racks that I eventually build and all that other stuff. But those will just be for me. I'm not like inventing anything there. This is going to be cool. Can't wait to share this. All right, let's get to feeding. I got to go shower, and I got to be up at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, something like that. Very nice. There's a spool gun MIG. Yes. Found a spool gun. Feed works best for aluminum. Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. Gotta have the spool gun. I'll show that too. There you go. So what he's talking about is that in a typical welder, you don't have all this on here. The wire is fed through the line, comes out the nozzle, and that's how you weld. But with aluminum wire, it's too flimsy, so it can't make the trip without getting bent up and just jamming in the machine. So they make this kind of spool gun where the wire is actually in here instead of in the box I just showed you. And the wire only has to come straight out of here. It's good for welding aluminum. And that's what we're going to do. I love projects. This is just one more knick-knack thing for me to fool with. All right, let's feed. Let's see. Woo! God dang! She went ham. All right. Oh, we started at the bottom. Okay. Dude. See if you can see. There you go. See, a few more people have showed up. For anyone that hasn't heard, today is our 1-year anniversary on YouTube. It's also Mother's Day. If there's any mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. If you're sitting next to a mother, tell her I said happy Mother's Day. as someone who has witnessed childbirth, I can say that it is fascinating that women allow us to continue to repopulate the world, because goodness gracious, that is terrifying. I am so thankful for my two boys, and have no idea how my wife convinced herself to have a second child, because it's so terrifying. Goodness gracious. Come on. You want it? Want it? Don't. Good work. Good work. That's my Candino male. This is my albino male. I produced both of these last season. Beautiful snakes. Good looking. Typically, I slow feed all of my males, so they all get not tiny meals, but smaller meals than what you would typically feed, I guess, a female, just to make sure they grow at a nice, slow, steady pace. For one, I don't want them to grow too quickly, because I'm not quite ready to breed at this point or anytime soon. And then also, just in general, smaller males tend to perform better. So just kind of don't want to overfeed them for sure. That's the main thing. It's not so much about underfeeding as it is just making sure you don't overfeed. Yeah, buddy. And pretty soon, once we get set up at the new place, I'm going to start ultrasound. I'm going to get an ultrasound machine. I don't need that right now, so I'm not spending the money. But whenever I'm ready, I can get it. And then we'll start ultrasounding our females. I'll start telling you guys about my strategies for when I'm going to start breeding. Females that are ready at that point, we're going to start making pairing decisions and pairing animals. And then we'll start cycling through those females that become ready later in the year or whatever. And we'll just kind of play it as we go. We'll figure it out and see which females need attention and which ones. I got a bunch of females I'm very stoked about. I was weighing earlier, and those are some hatchlings I've raised up that are knocking on 1,500 grams. So later this year, for sure, I've got probably a dozen new females that'll be ready to breed this year versus last time we bred. So very, very excited about that. Let's see. Yeah, buddy. What did y'all do for Mother's Day? Hopefully you called your mamas. Hopefully you still have mamas. Mamas are awesome. I called all my mothers. Got a couple. And mothers, mother-in-laws, stepmothers. And then my wife, we boiled some crawfish and some shrimp. I boiled some crawfish and shrimp, and I nailed it. Nailed it. I'm getting pretty good. Getting pretty good. I'm from South Louisiana, and I don't know how we got this lucky, but we found a place right down the road. It's 5 minutes from here. I live on the East Coast in Georgia, and 5 minutes from my house, I have a place that I can buy Louisiana live crawfish, which is freaking awesome, and it's delicious. And they're really not much more expensive than they are in Louisiana, which is surprising. Not sure how they do that exactly, how they manage to get it all the way over here for that price. But I don't complain. I just say, yes, sir, take my money. Let's see. Makes sense. The largest we feed currently are smalls. Small rats, I guess you're talking about? That one was ready. Haha. See. Oh, can't go wrong with some good crawfish. Oh, no. And if you haven't had Louisiana crawfish, you have not had good crawfish. No offense. I mean, well, I guess offense to everybody. Everybody else. You all suck at cooking crawfish. Except for us. We got to figure it out. Let's see. Yes. Small rats. Right. So I feed mediums to my full grown adult females, and everyone else gets small on down. So, and then for my yearling males and females, the females are on smalls, and the males are on, I don't know, whatever, just next size down, just either smalls or a little bit, bigger than like would that be a weaned, I guess? Sizing below small and medium gets a little confusing, but whatever. That dude's eating. No. Give him some. Get it. You can do it. Come on. They got two females right here that True and Peaches, and one of them is a mouser, and I can never remember which one it is. They're both kind of picky, so it doesn't help me figure it out. Come on. Dang it. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Gotta eat it now. You touched it. Once they touch it, it's theirs. That's all there is to it. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Noise. How we get some of the big girls? But so our first year, like I was saying earlier, I feel like was pretty successful on YouTube. It's been our first year. The very beginning of it, if you go back and look at some of my early videos, that was when we were just starting to produce eggs, which was very exciting. She's just gonna keep that. She ate live. These two need food. But this next year, I am stoked about because there's so much stuff about to start happening for me and my our home situation is about to completely change. We're about to this pack pythons and pack brand in general is about to blow up into a bunch of different stuff that I'm very excited about, and just it's all like right there, getting ready to happen. Come on, get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh, she missed. She got it, and then she spun herself off of it. Come on. Oh, now she freaked herself out. It's so goofy. Goodness gracious. People are so freaked out by this thing. They can't eat their own food. Crazy. Come on. Look at that. She striked once, spun herself off of the rat's head. Then she struck again and missed and hit the wall. And now she's scared of it and doesn't want to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it there and she can figure it out. Now these are dirty. She done screwed up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, Roy. Is that exciting? I typically don't feed freehand like that because it's getting bit's not that bad. It's happened a couple times. It's not fun. Rather not. Nice to hear that good things are coming your way. Got a couple Derpy Eaters too. Yeah. It's funny, man. The funniest thing is just how scared people are of these animals. Like, so bizarre. Like if you had, like, when people tell me like, oh, I don't like snakes, like, if you had any idea how retarded they are, you would not be afraid. The fact that we're apex predators, brilliant minds, and are terrified of a danger noodle. So funny. So damn funny. Move you all over. Need to get some more thongs. Watcha. Yeah, buddy. Yep, they don't know, man. They just don't know. Let's see who's left. Oh yeah. My big pastel G-stripe girl. She's always ready to eat. Donald. Fan freaking death. We got Thelma and Louise, who came from Pippin Balls Exotics. My homie Bobby. Easy peasy. Probably give them 2 of these. Come back and feed them a second one whenever we come through. The trickiest thing about feeding frozen is trying to figure out how many you need to thaw out of each size, which is always changing because animals are constantly growing. It'll be so much easier when I produce my own live and I can just chuck them in there. I do like frozen thawed. It is, I think it is easier than feeding live if you don't produce it yourself. If you produce your own live rats, that is the simplest form of feeding your animals because you can literally fill up a bucket with animals, come over here, feed whatever, and then put whatever's extra back. That's not sharing food. That's just put food in, whatever's left over, you go put back in its enclosure. Super easy. With frozen, you got to remember how much you need of each size. And by now, I just kind of eyeball it and just throw a bunch of stuff in a bucket and wing it. But if you're comparing feeding frozen thawed to feeding live that you buy from somebody, I think frozen thawed is simpler, and depending on where you buy your live from, could be cheaper. Because some live, you buy live from like a pet store, you're gonna pay a lot of money for it. That stuff's not cheap. Frozen thawed, if you buy it from a pet store, not cheap. But I get my live from my friend at Pippin Balls, and then I get my frozen from Cold Blooded, and I buy it in large quantities. So really, my cost is about the same no matter which way I go. But this is more convenient because I can thaw this out whenever I want. I don't have to sit there and babysit it. If there's extra, I can feed it off to other animals, or if nobody takes it, just toss it. I don't. Once food goes in to a cage, it's trash if nobody eats it, or if they don't eat it, or whatever. You know, we got rules. We stick to them. Lisa too. I think these girls are all going to end up getting a couple extra small rodents. That's the I just fed you. Oh no, that's pastel. Never mind. Okay, goodness. They're all fired up, man. Cool it, guys. Cool it, cool it. Bam. Delicious. My favorite. Red soup. Wow. 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 That should be, yes, that is everyone. Now we're on to the adults. Get her done. Get her done, son. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Some of these have already eaten live. Some of them are off food right now. Let's see if I can get her to eat on camera. How's your injuries healing up? Well, slowly, fortunately, and not sure if what exactly is left to be sorted. I just had an MRI done and found some other stuff going on that we're gonna have to get more MRIs on. We'll see how that all plays out. And then I still need, they MRI'd my back. They didn't MRI my neck yet, so we'll see how. Whatever. I mean, I'm to a point with physical therapy and everything else where I can function, but driving my truck, I'm hurting a lot throughout the day and very uncomfortable, but I can manage it and just kind of just deal with it, whatever. But it's not a fun topic. Ugh. But hopefully we'll be back to normal sooner or later. The little bit of residual pain that I am dealing with, it feels like the kind of pain that could just never go away. I could just have this little bit of pain for the rest of my life, or it could get better in 3 months, something like that. But hard to say. We'll see. Come on, girl. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Man. She's interested. She'll probably eat it. But she's just being weird. One of my big girls. See if she'll eat. I know how it goes. Deal with a spinal disease called syringomyelia. Oh my goodness. That's painful to pronounce. I can't imagine. Doesn't sound like fun. Nope. Not interested. So one thing that is good about feeding frozen thawed when you're concerned about biosecurity is the fact that I can dangle this in a way that I know it hasn't touched anything, and she hasn't touched it. She hasn't struck at it, anything like that. So I know that this animal's safe to feed to the next animal. Now, if I took a live rat and threw it in there and tried to feed it to her and she didn't take it, now what do I do? Because if I take that rat out and throw it to another cage, it could have picked up some bacteria or virus in one cage and transmitted to another. And then one, invisible virus turns into 2 invisible viruses, whatever. So it's simpler to assume, just in general, that you don't want there. You assume that you don't have anything you want to transmit or move around. It's better to just keep everything where it is. They all have cooties. You hope that you don't have anything serious going on. You do your best, but as far as transmitting viruses, better to avoid it. Oh, he's fired up. Nice. It's one of my big hypo girls that'll be ready this year to breed. Whoop. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. One cool thing when I hit 1,000 subs is I'll be able to live stream from my phone. That's going to do a couple things. I'll be able to have better video quality because this camera on this laptop sucks. And I will also be able to pick up that phone and get a better view of what I'm doing to make this all very simple. I'm just going to leave that with her. She needs to eat. In a little while. In a couple weeks, she hadn't eaten. But man, they're being so picky. What the crazy animals? Crazy animals. What's good, everybody? I don't know who's new in here and who's old, but happy Mother's Day to any of the mothers out there. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Today is also our 1-year anniversary for YouTube. Oh, it's been a good year. We are happy to be here. It's been fun. And I really feel like this next year is going to be 10 times cooler with all the stuff I got in the works. Whoa. Yee. She's ready to go. Hey, 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 hey. Cool it. Cool it. All right? I'm trying. Just give me a second. Jesus Christ. Y'all probably can't tell. She's like a foot and a half out of her cage right now. Come on, look. Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. Woo! Good girl. Fantastic. Sure, that was fun to watch. Another big girl. This is actually, I did not import her, but I bought her as an import. So this is a female African import from, I guess it would be 2019. Yeah, 2019 female. And she's almost ready to go too. I'm stoked about. This one ate live yesterday. This one just takes it laying down. But I'm looking forward to breeding her. She's kind of got like a yellow belly thing going on. So I plan to breed her, see if I get yellow belly offspring or yellow belly, markers. Obviously, that's not guaranteed to be yellow belly. And then I would hopefully get a male offspring that I could breed back to her. If I get ivories, then she's yellow belly. I'm not going to name some new gene like some people will. Not a fan of that. If I can prove that it's something else, just call it a yellow belly. I'm not trying to, recreate the wheel, reinvent the wheel. Whoop, 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 whoop. Another one ready to go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Come on. Oh, woo! Woo! Good job. Good job. Good job. You did it. But one thing I thought about with that dinker female is that I really don't have any normal males. I'm trying to think if I have any that are just normal. See, the only ones that I know of that are just normal are the ones that are possibly marble, and I really don't know if those are anything. I hope they're not. I don't think they are. But I say I hope they're not. I hope they are. But if they aren't, or if they are, then it could muddy up the gene pool of me trying to figure out if she is a dinker or not. So I might need to just buy a normal male. Haven't quite figured that out yet. Pretty sure. Yeah, ready. This one will eat this. That is, we're going to refeed a couple of those that ended up eating smaller meals. I didn't quite thaw out enough of my larger stuff to feed my males. My three, well, let's see. He ate. She ate. He ate. There's two males that I didn't thaw out food for. I'll thaw them out tomorrow. It's getting late. And I got things to do early in the morning. We're going to refeed a couple of these up here. If they got some smaller meals, here you go. Here you go. Oh, get it. Ugh. The one drawback to feeding wet, frozen thawed is you occasionally get a little rat juice in your face. My favorite. Well, let's see. They've lost their temperature, so now they're not as fired up as they were. Rat juices, right? Yeah, man. Love me some rat juice. Delicious. Oh. Anybody here want to see some live baby rats? I just had 2 litters of some babies that they'll be food eventually, but they're not food right now. My wife just fell in love with them earlier, realized how cute they were, and told me that I'm not allowed to feed them now. Man, you don't think it. What the heck? Well, I think she ate oh yeah, I fed her a small rat. I was thinking I fed her. I thought I'd fed all 4 of these smaller meals. I fed these 3, no, these 5. All got small meals. All 5 of these need a little extra round of fuzzies, whatever these are. Come on, come on, come on, get it. Oh, can't see that. Come on, get it. Huh? You done struck it. You get to eat it. Bam! Hot shot, baby. Oh, it's been a long day. I'm ready to wash and go to bed. It's been a long, hot day. She still looks hungry. I'll give her a little snack, little crunch bar. Gobble that up. See who else we can give a little something to. So, talked about the rats earlier and how I don't really show them on the channel much because I try to stick to pythons. We also have axolotls that they're in separate enclosures, but we're planning to potentially breed them in the future. I We're pretty sure it's a male and a female. They look very different, but they have a lot of the same genes. So we should get a lot of really cool offspring from them. Axolotls are very cool creatures. But again, I haven't showed them on the channel because it's not Python related. Okie dokie. Have it. And then we also produce our own worms to feed the axolotls. So that's some other stuff that I don't really talk about that we have going on. See if anybody else is still squirming looking for food. This dude probably. Yep. See who else? This one might. Nice. A little extra for her. Oh, this one looks intrigued. Nice. My favorite thing about ball python, having this many ball pythons, is just how easy it is to not waste food. You feed everything once. Once everybody's had their food, had their first meal, you go around and see who wants seconds, and then that's it. You're all done. But anyways, that's it for tonight. I absolutely love and appreciate all of you. You're all fantastic people. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I hope that this next year brings even more fun and excitement. I do believe it will. And look forward to taking you guys along with me. Y'all have a good night. Once again, happy Mother's Day. Take it easy. If it ain't easy, don't take it, Tom. You've been awesome. Thanks, brother. Y'all take it easy. Good night.